She's not trying to impress anyone. It's just another quiet morning. Coffee in hand, sunlight slipping through the window. She's wearing her favorite blouse, the one she's had for years. Nothing fancy, but somehow, she looks radiant, almost like the light is drawn to her. What changed? Not her hairstyle, not her makeup, just the color she's wearing. You know that feeling when you look in the mirror and think, I look fine, but something's missing? You don't look tired. You don't look wrong, but you also don't feel like you. Here's the secret no one really tells you. After 60, it's not about covering up, it's about lighting up. Because the right colors don't fight your age, they work with it. Biologically, your skin softens, your hair lightens, your contrast fades, and that means color starts doing something different on you. Psychologically, color shapes how you show up and how others respond, often before you even say a word. The right shades don't shout younger, they whisper confidence. They echo that calm, grounded glow that comes from a life well lived. So in this video, we're exploring 8 timeless colors, shades that flatter mature skin, lift your natural radiance, and make people turn their heads without quite knowing why. Welcome to Glow After 60, where aging isn't about fading, it's about refining your light. If you believe your glow doesn't disappear with age, it deepens. Go ahead and hit subscribe, because your best colors are just getting started. Color 1, Soft Turquoise, the quiet glow. Last month, I stopped by this little boutique downtown. Nothing fancy, just one of those cozy shops that smell like linen and jasmine tea. The saleswoman held up a soft turquoise blouse and said, "Try this one, you'll see what I mean." I laughed. I thought it would wash me out. But when I looked in the mirror, my face seemed to exhale. My eyes looked brighter, my skin softer. Not younger, just alive. That's the magic of soft turquoise. It doesn't fight your age, it flows with it. This gentle blend of blue and green reflects light back onto your face, softening lines and complementing silver or gray hair beautifully. Calm, elegant, effortless. It doesn't scream for attention, but somehow you still get it. And once you see how the right color can bring your face to life, wait till you feel the one that brings your warmth back in the most unexpected way. Color 2, Dusty Rose and Rosewood, the return of warmth. I have a dear friend named Linda. She's one of those women who always looks effortlessly put together, the kind who can throw on a scarf and look like she meant to. One day we met for coffee after she'd cut her hair short. Something about her looked softer, but also radiant. Not bright or flashy, just quietly warm. I asked, "What did you change?" She smiled. "Nothing really, just this blouse. The color's called rosewood." And I got it immediately. It was the color of warmth, not girlish, but grounded. Like it borrowed a hint of that natural flush we once had in our 30s, but with more depth, more grace, more story. After 60, our skin naturally loses some of that rosy tone. Circulation slows, estrogen drops. Dusty Rose and Rosewood bring it back, not through makeup, but through reflected light. They're soft without being fragile, feminine without being naive. The kind of color that says, I've been through enough to know what truly matters. So if you think pink is too young, try again. Start with a scarf, a sweater, maybe a rose-toned lipstick. Sometimes, all it takes is a whisper of warmth to remind the world, and yourself, that you still glow from within. And once you find that warmth again, let's see what happens when quiet strength steps into the room. Color 3, Burgundy, power softly spoken. Linda and I once went to an art exhibit. In a sea of white walls and gray coats, an older woman walked in wearing a deep burgundy wrap. The room didn't go silent, it shifted. No sparkle, no noise, just presence. Burgundy, wine, cranberry, any of those deep reds, carry something extraordinary. They're warm, rich, and mature. Unlike bright reds that can feel loud or forced, burgundy doesn't need to demand attention. It owns it. It flatters pale skin by adding depth, gives olive tones a natural glow, and enhances darker skin with quiet richness. It's not a color of youth. It's the color of wisdom, of a woman who's lived, lost, learned, and found her rhythm again. If you want to try it, start small. A cashmere sweater, a silk scarf, or a berry-toned lipstick. You'll see how it doesn't just brighten your skin, it reawakens your confidence. Because true beauty doesn't come from being bold, it comes from being sure. And when you've found that inner strength, you're ready for a color that radiates joy, not noise. Color 4, mustard yellow, golden honey, grounded joy. Some colors don't make you brighter, they make you warmer. Mustard yellow, golden honey, they feel like sunlight you can wear. They're not pastel, not flashy. They're the golden light of late afternoon. Calm, deep, real. Psychologically, warm yellows are tied to optimism and emotional balance. After 60, our brains respond more positively to these steady, grounded tones, colors that don't shout, but lift your mood gently. That's why slipping into honey gold feels like waking up, even without makeup. For women whose hair has silvered or whose skin tone has cooled, this shade restores that subtle golden reflection we start to lose. It softens fine lines, brings warmth to your cheeks, and makes your eyes look more awake, naturally. It's not the yellow of spring, it's the gold of harvest, of gratitude, of joy that's been earned. Try it in a scarf, a pair of earrings, or a light cardigan. Look in the mirror. You won't see youth. You'll see fullness, life, glow. And when that warmth settles in your soul, something pure and calm arrives next. A shade that speaks softly, yet shines completely. Color 5, ivory and soft cream, the light of stillness. Not every color needs to make a statement. Some are just there to let you breathe. That's what ivory and soft cream do so beautifully. Here's a bit of science for you. As we age, melanin decreases, which softens the contrast between skin, eyes, and hair. Pure white, once crisp, now reflects light too harshly, casting shadows, exaggerating lines. Ivory is different. It reflects light about 15 to 20% less intensely, creating that soft, flattering glow photographers call the light whisperer. It doesn't blind, it illuminates. It makes skin appear smoother, features softer, and light seem to follow you instead of bouncing off you. Psychologically, ivory signals quiet confidence. It says, I don't need noise to be noticed. Try an ivory blouse, a linen dress, or a creamy knit. At this age, simplicity isn't plain, it's power refined. And when the light has settled softly around you, it's time for a hue that brings peace, like ocean air in the morning. Color 6, periwinkle, peace refound. I still remember the first time I wore periwinkle, that dreamy mix of blue and lavender. I wasn't expecting anything, but when I caught my reflection, something shifted. My face looked softer, my eyes brighter. Not glamorous, just peaceful. Periwinkle balances red tones in the skin, which helps calm redness or dullness. It also complements silver and ash hair beautifully, creating gentle contrast without harshness. Emotionally, it's a healing color, a color of intuition and serenity. It lowers stress responses and encourages calm focus. After 60, we don't need to shine harder. We just need colors that let us return to ourselves. So when life feels cluttered, try periwinkle and see how you look rested, not painted. And once peace returns, you're ready for the color that grounds you, the one that feels like home. Color 7, Sage and moss green, grounded elegance. My sister has this quiet grace about her. She never tries too hard, but somehow she's always radiant. One evening, I stopped by her place for tea. She was wearing a soft sage linen blouse, and the sunlight hit it just right. The whole moment felt peaceful. That's what sage green does. It doesn't dazzle, it steadies. It's the color of balance, of nature, of breath. It blends seamlessly with mature skin tones, reflecting calm, diffused light instead of harsh contrast. Psychologically, soft greens reduce cortisol and heart rate, literally calming your body. No wonder people who wear them often seem approachable, trustworthy, grounded. If you're someone who values calm over flash, sage or moss will feel like an exhale. Try it in a light jacket, a scarf, or a cotton dress. It won't shout your presence, it'll invite it. When my sister said, "You know, this color makes me feel like I can breathe," I thought, that's it. This is the shade for women who have learned the beauty of quiet. And after peace comes stillness, a strength that doesn't need volume to be felt. Color 8, charcoal gray, the power of quiet. My grandmother was the first to teach me, you don't need to speak loudly to be heard. She always wore simple clothes, a charcoal knit coat, silver earrings, and that faint scent of old perfume. But when she walked into a room, people straightened up, not out of fear, out of respect. Charcoal gray holds the strength of black, but softens it just enough to flatter aging skin. It deepens your features instead of draining them, and lets your natural warmth breathe. Psychologically, charcoal represents emotional intelligence and self-possession. It's the color of someone who has nothing to prove, yet always commands attention. If black feels too heavy, try charcoal. A blazer, a turtleneck, or a pair of tailored pants, paired with rose, mustard, or ivory. You'll notice, true elegance isn't about brightness, it's about depth. And every time I wear my grandmother's charcoal coat, I still hear her voice. You don't have to shine louder than anyone. Just stand there, calm, and they'll see your light. If you think about it, these 8 colors aren't really about fashion. They're about energy. Each shade carries a rhythm of its own. Soft turquoise revives your gentle glow. Dusty rose and rosewood bring warmth back to your skin and your spirit. Burgundy reminds you that real strength doesn't need to shout. Golden honey radiates gratitude and grounded joy. Ivory reflects quiet confidence and stillness. Periwinkle restores peace and clarity. Sage green moots you in calm presence. Charcoal gray holds the wisdom of experience. Together, they're not just a palette, they're a journey. From light to warmth to depth, each color marks a season of becoming more yourself. None of them are about looking younger, they're about looking true. Because beauty after 60 isn't about time passing. It's about owning the light you've earned. You see, after 60, we don't need noise anymore. We don't need colors to hide behind or clothes to fight the years. What we really need are shades that help us see ourselves again. Warm, confident, alive. Every time you wear a color that feels right, you're not just changing your reflection. You're telling the world, I'm still here. I'm still shining in my own way. And if this video reminded you that your glow never left, that it only needed a little gentleness to wake it up again, then it's done its job. Let yourself explore. Play with color. Wear what makes you feel real. Because the beauty of this age isn't about looking younger, it's about knowing exactly who you are. If you'd like to keep walking this path with us, where every video reminds you that age doesn't dim your light, subscribe to Glow After 60. This is your space for women who choose to shine, not to impress, but to express. I'll see you in the next video with a cup of tea, a quiet smile, and that beautiful light of yours. The one time only makes more radiant.